President Obama reportedly has said that he thinks the Biden campaign is too complacent when it comes to Trump. Representative Jim Clyburn has said the campaign isn't breaking through the MAGA wall. Michelle Obama says she's terrified, as we are, about the potential outcome of the election. Now, are you scared, first of all, what could happen if Trump ever became, God forbid, president again? And what are you going to do to stop the crazies?
I am scared as heck.
Oh, that's great. The vice president, who of course is running for re-election along with Joe Biden, the current president, is scared as heck of losing the 2024 election and finding ourselves in a situation where Donald Trump is president yet again. Insanity. Now, she later tried to put on a brave face, so I want to be fair to her and give you that portion of her statement. Let's take a look.
We should all be scared.
Yeah.
But as we know, and certainly this is a table of very powerful women, we don't run away from something when we're scared. We fight back against it.
That's right. We do.
So, right?
Yeah.
So many of us know when we are scared for the future of our children, do we then stay in bed with the covers over our head?
Nope.
No.
We can't.
We can't.
Cannot.
We cannot. And this is where this election requires, rightly, that President Biden and I and all of us who are part of this administration, we got to earn re-election. There is no question. We got to be on the road.
And then she went on to talk about all the different states that they have visited together as part of their campaigning. Now, she absolutely should be scared as heck of losing the election, especially given the polling. One of the more recent polls that came out recently shows that Biden is trailing Trump by a lot in the state of Georgia. So where is that?
He's down by 8 in Georgia.
Yeah, he's down by 8 in Georgia. We all also know that he's down in other swing states. The Arab community, which is a huge voting bloc in Michigan, another swing state that's critical for Biden to win, is saying that they're not going to vote for him over his undying, unwavering support for the Israeli government and what they're carrying out in the Gaza Strip. So we should all be scared. And by the way, we're not the only ones. Kamala Harris isn't the only one. Just real quick, let's do a quick rundown of all of the Democrats within the Democratic establishment who are concerned, starting with James Clyburn.
How worried are you about black voters showing up for President Biden in November?
Well, I'm not worried. I'm very concerned. And I have sat down with President Biden. I don't know. I saw those reports. I've also seen at least one report indicating that I have sat down with President Biden, and I did with him. And I've told him what my concerns are. I have no problem with the Biden administration and what it has done. My problem is that we have not been able to break through that MAGA wall.
No, they have not been able to break through that MAGA wall, but Clyburn isn't the only one. Then you also have David Axelrod, who has on multiple occasions shared his concerns.
Biden is also losing support with 2 key voting demographics, Black and Hispanic voters. Those new poll numbers are also raising concerns among top Democrats, including Democratic strategist and CNN senior political commentator David Axelrod. He says, in part, quote, the stakes of miscalculation here are too dramatic to ignore. If he continues to run, he will be the nominee of the Democratic Party. What he needs to decide is whether that is wise, whether it's in his best interest or the country's, end quote. David Axelrod joins us now.
I mean, there's just a lot of concern about the age issue. And that is something that I think he needs to ponder. Just do a check and say, is this the right thing to do? I believe if he does run, he will be the nominee, and I'm not encouraging people to challenge him. I think the party should fall in behind him if he's the nominee of the Democratic Party, because at the end of the day, this is not a normal race. This is a race about democracy and the state of our democracy and the survival of our democracy. And that's the threat on the other side here. And I know how deeply the president feels about that. So he just has to ask himself, is this the best path?
I don't think Axelrod thinks it's the best path. He also said, quote, I think he has a 50-50 shot here, but no better than that. Maybe a little worse.
Way worse.
He thinks he can cheat nature here, and it's really risky. They've got a real problem if they're counting on Trump to win it for them. I remember Hillary doing that too, meaning, if Biden thinks he's gonna have an easier time winning because of Trump being the Republican nominee. And I had shared details of the private lunch that Obama had with Biden, where he shared his concerns. Obama grew animated in discussing the 2024 election and former President Donald Trump's potential return to power, and has suggested to Biden's advisors that the campaign needs more top-level decision makers at its headquarters in Wilmington, Delaware, or it must empower the people already in place. Obama has long harbored worries about Trump's political strength, telling Biden during a different private lunch last summer that Trump is a more formidable candidate than many Democrats realize. He cited Trump's intensely loyal following, a Trump-friendly conservative media ecosystem, and a polarized country as advantages for the former president in 2024. And we're gonna get to Michelle Obama in just a moment, but actually, why don't we discuss Michelle Obama? Because I feel like, are they gonna try to do a little switcheroo and have Michelle Obama be the nominee?
Well, so there's a lot of context clues here that lean in two different directions. So we'll get to that in a second. I want to comment real quick on a couple of things. Clyburn, Axelrod, Barack Obama, Michelle Obama. These are all Obama camp people. It's super obvious that Obama is really, really worried that Joe Biden's gonna lose. Now you have to understand the context. In Washington, it's the biggest crime in the world to speak out against another Democrat, let alone a Democratic leader. So Axelrod saying those things is thermonuclear.
Yes.
It might seem like, oh, well, if you don't know politics, you might be thinking, well, he said a little less than 50-50. I'm not sure that's hair on fire. No, him saying he should ponder whether he should get out of the race is third rail. You never say that in Washington, right? So, and Obama letting Axelrod say that. Axelrod is Obama's #1 advisor, right? That's Obama saying, Joe, you're not getting it, you schmuck, you're at 33%, you're almost definitely going to lose. So the entire Obama camp is on the side of trying to push Biden out. And so the right wing has these conspiracy theories that Biden's checked out and someone else is controlling him. And the #1 candidate they have is Barack Obama. Well, you couldn't be more wrong, because here's Obama saying, please, Joe, I'm begging you, get out of the race, you're gonna lose. And Biden won't do it. So who's actually in charge? Joe Biden.
He is, yeah, I have no doubt.
And there's reports that people even inside his own administration are trying to get him to get out. I mean, here you have the vice president too going, I'm so scared, right? And so the guy is 81 years old. I know my dad got more stubborn when he got past 80. So everyone keeps telling him, hey, Joe, listen, look at the numbers. And he's like, no, I'm the only one who can beat Donald Trump. No, he won't listen to anyone.
No, he won't.
He's a runaway freight train. This is an absolute disaster. Barack Obama is basically doing this. Everybody watch out, right? So look, and last quick thing before we get to Michelle. I know that you're saying worried or concerned is okay. Like Clyburn said he's worried or concerned, no problem, right? And I can't stand Clyburn, but he's right here, right? And I'm glad that he had the courage to speak out here. He put Biden, in charge by helping him win South Carolina last time. And this is now him going, whoa, 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 you're not gonna win. So, but don't say scared and terrified. You look so weak when you say that. I would never say of a political opponent, oh, I'm so scared of him, I'm so terrified. No, I'm worried, but don't worry, I'm gonna kick their ass. And here's how I'm gonna kick their ass. They keep saying, well, I went to a couple of states, I campaigned there. No one saw it. Do you not understand modern day media? See, you go on The View, everybody sees it. You go whisper in a corner of Pennsylvania, nobody sees it. What are you doing? These people don't even know how to campaign and they don't want to campaign. So no wonder you're scared.
So, Michelle Obama went on some random podcast. And at the time that she did this interview, nothing really stood out to me. We didn't even cover it on the show. But now that I think about it, why did Michelle Obama, out of nowhere, decide to do a podcast, like an hour-long podcast on Jay Shetty's On Purpose podcast, right?
Maybe she did it on purpose.
So here's what she said in the context of that conversation.
Where are our hearts? What's gonna happen in this next election? I am terrified. about what could possibly happen, because our leaders matter. Who we select, who speaks for us, who holds that bully pulpit, it affects us in ways that sometimes I think people take for granted.
Yeah, so look, there's two possibilities. She's yet another person from the Obama camp going out going, I'm terrified, the guy's 81, 77% of Americans say they don't think he's gonna make it through a second term. I'm terrified, Democrats do something, I can't get any clearer, right? Okay.
This is crazy,
and
this is so crazy.
Okay, so that's possibility number one. Possibility number two is they're getting Michelle Obama ready. So look, if Biden steps down, they have a problem because Kamala Harris is a mess, and everybody knows she's a mess.
Yep.
No one in Washington is even defending Kamala Harris, and that's unprecedented. I've never seen the establishment throw someone under the bus like this, and they are,
Yep.
okay? Because they must know something we don't know. I mean, she already looks like a mess publicly, but behind the scenes, there must be something we don't know where they're like, no, it's not, it can't be Kamala. But if you're gonna replace Kamala Harris, you're gonna have this, in their perception, this huge problem of she's an African-American woman. We can't get rid of an African-American woman unless we had another African-American woman.
Bingo. And you know what? Listen, I am so terrified of the possibility of a Gavin Newsom presidency.
Now who's
that
terrified?
Previously, without the fear of Gavin Newsom coming in, I'd be like, come on, Michelle Obama, does she, just because she was the wife of Barack Obama? Is that real, that's it? That we're just gonna, okay, all right. But now I jump in it. Yeah. Given our options, if that does happen, I jump in it, okay? Definitely better than Biden.
Yeah.
Way better than Gavin, failure of a Governor Newsom.
Yeah.
I jump in it.
But look, if you don't see that Michelle Obama is now warming up in the bullpen, you're trying not to see it. If you enjoyed this video, that's because of our members. They make us independent, they make us strong, and they make us honest. Become a member today by hitting the join button below.